Ever imagine yourself on like a quick trip to space,
Mm-hmm.
only for it to turn into
Oh, yeah.
a months-long stay?
Wow.
That's exactly what happened to astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sudie Williams.
Right.
And we're going to deep dive into their incredible story today.
Okay.
We've got news articles and background info on these two.
Great.
So get ready for a wild ride.
I'm ready.
Because this is about more than just a technical mishap.
Right.
It's about human resilience
Yeah.
and the unexpected realities of living in space.
Uh-huh.
Way longer than planned.
Wow. What I find so fascinating about this whole thing is how it reveals the human element
Right.
of space exploration.
Yeah.
Like, how do astronauts deal with that?
Yeah.
Unexpected isolation,
Yeah.
the uncertainty, and what can their experience teach us about the future of space travel?
Okay, so let's rewind to June 2024.
Okay.
Boeing's Starliner spacecraft, brand new at the time, is poised for its first crewed test flight
Right.
to the International Space Station.
Yeah.
Butch and Suni are strapped in,
Okay.
ready for what should have been a short 8-day mission.
Right.
This flight was a big deal, right?
Absolutely. This was a crucial step for both Boeing and NASA's Commercial Crew Program.
Mm-hmm.
They were aiming to show they could get astronauts to the ISS without depending solely on Russia's Soyuz capsules.
So they launch.
Yeah.
And things seem to be going well initially, but then...
Problems start.
Problems, yeah.
As they're approaching the ISS, a series of technical issues start popping up.
Okay.
A leak in the propulsion system is detected during launch.
Oh, wow.
And then even more leaks spring up as they get closer to the station.
Oh, no.
5 of the Starliner's thrusters, those little rockets that help it maneuver, fail.
Oh, gosh.
It was a pretty tense situation.
Docking a spacecraft with limited control, knowing you need those same systems for a safe return.
Right.
That must have been nerve-wracking for everyone involved.
Absolutely. It really highlights the inherent risks involved in space travel.
Yeah.
Even with meticulous planning and advanced technology, things can and do go wrong.
Despite all of this, they managed to dock with the ISS.
Yeah, they did.
But the relief is short-lived.
Right.
Because NASA realizes the Starliner isn't safe enough to bring them back home.
It's just not.
An 8-day mission suddenly becomes indefinite.
Wow.
I can only imagine what must have been going through their minds at that point.
The sources we have reveal a really interesting mix of emotions.
Okay.
There's the initial shock, of course, and the understandable longing for home, but there's also this incredible sense of determination and even humor.
I read about Butch joking that because of the way clothes fit so loosely in microgravity,
Right.
you can basically wear the same outfit for weeks.
Exactly. Microgravity, by the way, means there's practically no gravitational pull.
Right.
It's why astronauts appear to float, and it impacts everything, even how their clothes fit.
Right.
But it's remarkable how they found ways to adapt to this unexpected situation.
So they're stranded on the ISS.
Yeah.
And they're not just sitting around waiting to be rescued.
No.
They become part of the crew up there working on experiments,
Right.
prepping for spacewalks.
Wow.
It's almost like business as usual,
Yeah.
except with the added context of
Right here.
we might be up here indefinitely.
They were witnessing 16 sunsets a day.
Wow.
But amidst all that wonder, they were also dealing with very human emotions.
Yeah.
Butch talked about missing his daughter's senior year of high school.
Oh, wow.
And Suni, although she called space her happy place,
Mm-hmm.
admitted to missing family.
That really emphasizes the mental and emotional toll of a situation like this,
Yeah,
which goes way beyond just the physical challenges
for sure.
of living in space long term.
Their resilience in the face of all this is truly remarkable.
Yeah.
Butch was quoted as saying, "These challenges make you stronger."
Wow.
Suni focused on the work they were able to accomplish. They acknowledged the difficult parts, but ultimately chose to embrace the situation.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back on Earth, NASA is in full-on problem-solving mode.
Right.
They've got to figure out how to get these astronauts home safely.
Yeah.
So in September 2024, they send the Starliner back to Earth on an uncrewed test flight.
Okay.
What was the goal of that exactly?
This uncrewed flight was crucial for identifying and fixing those problems that cropped up during the original mission.
Right.
NASA's top priority is always astronaut safety, and they weren't about to risk another crewed flight until they were absolutely certain the Starliner was ready.
That makes sense. So the test flight lands safely in New Mexico.
It does.
But even then, things were still uncertain, right?
Right. It wasn't a given that the Starliner would be the vehicle used for the rescue mission.
Oh.
They were exploring other options, too,
Okay.
including using a SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of waiting.
Yeah.
And the astronauts' return date kept getting pushed back.
So as of January 2025,
Right.
the earliest they're expected back is late March 2025.
Yeah.
Hitching a ride back with the Crew 10 mission?
Okay.
That's a long time to be away from home.
It is, and this whole situation really brought a lot of things into focus.
Yeah.
It underscored NASA's commitment to safety above all else.
Right.
But it's also raised questions about the timeline and reliability of the commercial crew program.
It's a reminder, isn't it, that for all our advancements, space travel is still incredibly complex and unpredictable.
Exactly. But there's a silver lining to all of this, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. This unplanned extended stay gave us more research time and data on long-duration spaceflight.
Right.
That's going to be incredibly valuable for future missions.
You know, speaking of future missions, this whole scenario gives us a glimpse into some of the challenges we'll face on those longer flights.
Yeah.
Think about the physical and psychological effects, the need for really robust systems, the importance of flexibility and being able to adapt.
It's like this unplanned experiment is a crash course in what it takes to live and thrive in space for extended periods.
Exactly.
What are some of the specific things we're learning from Butch and Suni's experience?
Well, the data being collected on their health, their cognitive performance, even their emotional well-being, all of that is incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
It's informing everything from the design of future habitats to the development of countermeasures to help mitigate the effects of spaceflight on the human body.
And this mission also highlights the importance of international collaboration.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the ISS itself is a testament to what's possible when we pool our resources and expertise.
It really is. It's a beacon of cooperation, a symbol of what we can achieve when we work together, even when things get tough.
Which brings us to the role of private companies like SpaceX and Boeing.
Right.
They're driving innovation, making space more accessible and pushing boundaries. But incidents like this remind us that greater participation also comes with greater responsibility.
Couldn't agree more. Astronaut safety has to be the top priority.
Yeah.
And as we move toward an era of commercial space travel with tourists and researchers heading to orbit, the stakes get even higher.
So we've talked about the technical challenges, the human impact, and the broader implications for space exploration. But let's circle back to Butch and Suni for a moment.
Okay.
These are individuals with unique stories and backgrounds. And their experiences shape how they approach this situation.
Absolutely. Take Suni, for example.
Okay.
She's a woman of many firsts.
Yeah.
First female commander of the ISS.
Wow.
Record-breaking spacewalks. A true trailblazer.
Yeah.
She's an inspiration showing young girls all over the world that they can achieve anything they set their minds to.
And her background is fascinating, too.
It is.
She has Indian and Slovenian American heritage.
Right.
Grew up in Massachusetts, had a career in the Navy before joining NASA.
Right.
She embodies the idea that space exploration is for everyone.
Butch, too, has a remarkable story.
Okay.
He was a Navy pilot.
Wow.
Flew combat missions, and then went on to pioneer 3D printing in space.
Wow.
Talk about perseverance and ingenuity.
Yeah.
He even helped build parts of the ISS on a previous mission.
Wow, that's amazing. It's like he helped create the very environment he's now temporarily calling home.
It really speaks to the interconnectedness of space exploration.
Yeah.
Each mission builds on the last, and each astronaut contributes to our collective knowledge and experience in space.
Their stories are still being written, too.
Right.
As they wait to return to Earth, they're continuing to work to observe and to contribute to our understanding of the universe and our place in it.
Their experience really underscores that space exploration isn't just about reaching a destination. It's about the journey itself.
Yeah.
The challenges overcome, the lessons learned, and the stories we bring back to Earth.
This unplanned extended stay has become this unexpected chapter in the history of space exploration.
Yeah, I have.
One that will undoubtedly shape our understanding of what it truly takes to venture beyond our planet.
It's a powerful reminder that space is unforgiving.
Right.
That exploration is inherently risky, but also that the human spirit is capable of extraordinary resilience and adaptation.
Yeah.
What stands out to you most about this story so far?
Yeah, it really makes you think, what would we miss most if we were unexpectedly stranded in space?
That's a great question to consider. Would it be like the simple everyday things on Earth, like a
Yeah.
walk in nature, a hug from someone you love, or maybe just the familiar routines of daily life?
For me, I think I'd miss my dog. Something awful.
Oh,
And pizza, definitely pizza.
ah,
But thinking beyond the personal exploration, this whole situation raises some big questions
yeah.
about the future of space exploration.
It definitely does. This incident has fueled a lot of discussion about finding that right balance
Yeah.
between ambition and safety in space exploration.
On the one hand, there's this drive to push those boundaries,
Uh-huh.
to explore new worlds and learn more about the universe.
Right.
But then you have situations like this that highlight the need for caution, for making sure we aren't putting lives in danger just to make progress.
Yeah. It's a difficult line to walk.
It is.
And as we set our sights on even more ambitious goals like missions to the moon and Mars,
Right.
these questions become even more crucial.
It's almost like this extended mission is giving us a preview of the kinds of challenges we'll face on those long-duration flights.
Yeah.
And not just the physical and psychological effects, but also the need for reliable technology.
Right.
And the importance of staying flexible and adaptable.
Exactly. The data we're collecting from Butch and Suni's experience is invaluable. It'll inform how we design future habitats and how we develop ways to counteract the negative effects of spaceflight on the human body.
It's amazing to think that this unplanned event could have such a big impact on the future of space travel.
It really highlights the importance of learning from every experience, both the expected and the unexpected.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about the technical challenges, the human impact, and the broader implications for space exploration.
We have.
But before we wrap up, I want to circle back to Butch and Sueni one last time. They're more than just astronauts. They're individuals with unique stories and backgrounds that have shaped who they are.
Absolutely. Simone, for example, is a true pioneer. She broke records with her spacewalks, became the first female commander of the ISS,
Right.
and she continues to inspire young people, especially girls, to pursue careers in STEM fields.
And her background is so interesting, a blend of Indian and Slovenian American heritage. She grew up in Massachusetts, had a career in the Navy, and then joined NASA. She really embodies the idea that space exploration is for everyone.
And Butch's story is equally compelling, from Navy pilot flying combat missions to pioneering 3D printing in space. He exemplifies the power of perseverance and ingenuity.
So as we end this deep dive into their experience, I'm left with a sense of awe at their resilience and a deeper appreciation for the complexities of space exploration. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
This story really captures the imagination, reminds us of how fragile human life is when we venture into the unknown, and ultimately celebrates that drive to explore and push beyond our limits.
Their story isn't over yet, though. Their journey continues, and we'll be following along as they prepare to return home, bringing with them a wealth of experience and knowledge that will shape the future of space travel.
For those of us still here on Earth, it's an opportunity to reflect on our own connection to the cosmos and to marvel at the achievements of those who dare venture beyond our planet.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Until next time, keep looking up and keep exploring.